Hi, I'm Carly Roberts.
And I'm Tia Shrout. Welcome to Tiger Broadcast.
In this edition, we'll take a look at 2 haunted houses that continue to be a popular Halloween attraction every year.
We'll also take a look at how one LSHS student is adjusting to a life that's nothing like it was before.
Stay tuned for all this and more on this edition of Tiger Broadcast. One cemetery is digging up something from the past as it lets segregation go beyond the grave. Kirsten LaRue and Reagan Clark give us this next story.
To most, cemeteries are a resting site for all, no matter the skin color. But to one person's eye, not all cemeteries seem to fit the mold.
As I was growing up here, I really had moments where I thought, why are there not more people here whose skin is a different color than mine?
To Michelle Cook, Liberty, Missouri is an embracing, inclusive town. However, she discovered that in the past, that was not always the case.
I thought it was an open and wonderful place, and it was slightly shocking to find that it had been one of the highest slave-holding counties in Missouri and was indeed part of this chain of very, pro-slavery counties.
She discovered segregation was dug deeply in the ground after finding hundreds of unmarked African American burials separate from the Caucasian side of the cemetery.
In the beginning, this project was just simply discover who's here, document it, make a document, because I was working with bits and pieces and parts, and so job number one was make a document that holds all of this information that's discoverable, not only for people who live here, but maybe people who are searching for ancestors.
I was shocked at first just with the sheer number of how many people she found with unmarked headstones, but then thinking about the time period and the superiority and inferiority between races and how we thought about that, I wasn't really shocked that African Americans were treated lesser in the community even after death.
As Michelle began this project, she came in touch with one man who has witnessed the racism in the cemetery over the course of his lifetime.
My ties to this cemetery go back probably as long as the cemetery has been here. And to walk among these stones, that's my legacy.
Shelton, however, even with the family buried in the cemetery, doesn't let segregation reign on his legacy.
Segregation served a purpose, but the greatest thing it was for finding your center was the fact that it was all over on one side of the road. When you walked through, you knew where your ancestors were. Segregation, discrimination, racism, that's part of America, just like the apple pie, the flag. It doesn't bother me a bit. When you know what you know, it doesn't bother you what other people think or do.
The same positive outlook is something Michelle hopes to achieve through education about her project.
When we begin to share our own histories and our own stories with our neighbors, with our friends, with people in our community and people outside of our community, then each of us finds something in someone else's story, and that's a connective thread, and that brings us closer not only to the history, but I think it brings us closer as human beings too.
Signing out for Tiger Broadcast, I'm Kirsten LaRue.
Adapting to life at a new school can be challenging, but trying to adjust to a whole new country is an even bigger challenge. Emma Osterly and Carly Roberts show us just how one LSHS student is doing that.
When I first getting here, getting used to the environment, knowing people around, just crazy. Even now, more than a month in, I'll find new things about how things flow in, the school and the groups of people that I know and so on and so forth.
Junior Ian DeSmet and his family are tackling a whole new world.
The Chile-U.S. difference it's been also a huge factor, the fact that it was from a big 5 million city to a small 100,000 town.
Adapting to change is a challenge within itself, but adjusting from the lifestyle of one country to another is a whole nother battle to take on.
In terms of lifestyle and just like pace of life and like, you know, the overall like environment and like how many people are around, I think the whole mode of life kind of changes a little bit.
I'd say the hardest part has been being away from the world I knew, being so far away from it, knowing that many things could be happening and you're not there, and also being put into different waters, starting over, even in junior year. I feel like a freshman.
Another thing Ian had to adjust to is a new type of schooling.
We had math, which every year got harder, but it's not like you could choose a different path. Like in here, you could take advanced studies. No, you gotta stick with it.
Moving here wasn't just for the experience, but for the chance to advance his education even more.
You actually get to choose your classes to see what you might be interested in. So I thought that coming here would help me create that plan that I'm looking forward to, what I might do in my future.
Education wasn't the only plus of coming here.
You know, opportunities of extracurriculars here, I would say, is also a huge different thing that I think is a unique life experience that he's had here. And that's everything from being able to do like cross country, which he had never done anything like that before, but like that's, you know, just that kind of different sport.
These opportunities have opened up his view of what his future could hold.
I'd say that it involves passing and figuring out what I like, what I'm good at, and of course traveling around the world at some point has to be there, definitely.
Though the year is not over, Ian still has many important decisions to make. Signing out for Tiger Broadcast, this is Emma Osterly.
This haunted maze is different from the rest and is certain to give you a scare. PZ Lauk and Tia Strout fill us in.
It was pretty scary. I mean, there's clowns. No one likes clowns.
Located right here in Lee Summit, The Living Dead owes its scare factor to its size and different themes.
So the attraction is a couple of things. We have about a 2,000 square foot haunted house that has two parts. One is part really kind of zombie, the other part is kind of evil circus.
The haunt is not only a stationary haunted house, they have other attractions as well.
The other half of what we do is 5-minute escape rooms. We have two 5-minute escape room attractions that people can go through. One has an actor in it, the other is just a puzzle you solve by yourself.
The Living Dead's success and growth is all due to the owners, the Woods family.
Well, this is a family-run operation, so my wife, of course, is the boss. That goes without saying. I would be second in command. And then Noah and Jordan, my two wonderful sons, run the attraction as far as helping us get it set up. They act in the haunt.
Family-run companies are necessary to our local economy, and the Wood family wants to make sure everyone is aware just how needed these businesses are.
In my opinion, family-run businesses are important because, first of all, it keeps families together. But if you do any study of economics at all, you know that the small business is what is the backbone of the American economy. So when people come to places like this haunted house attraction run by a family, or which is a small business, we then turn around and put that money right back into the economy, especially the local economy here in Lee Summit.
The Wood family has been running the haunt for many years now and has high hopes on continuing this business every season.
It's a good time. Anybody watching this should definitely come out. It's worth it.
This is reporter Tia Strout, signing off for Tiger Broadcast.
FBLA is hosting the first annual dodgeball tournament to raise money for Coldwater. The tournament is Thursday, November 8th at 6:30. The cost is $25 per team. You can find registration forms from Miss Sisler in A231 or on the Lee Summit webpage. If you think you have what it takes to be the best dodgeball team in Lee Summit, make sure to sign up by tomorrow.
Trying to tackle school and other outside activities can be a struggle, but one LSHS senior knows how to juggle it all. Abigail Follis and Megan Lewis bring us this story.
She's like a fun, like bubbly person. Like, I don't know, she never is like not smiling.
Every student at LSHS has a passion. For senior Zoe Lee, that passion is dance.
I like being able to express myself, being on stage, and playing different characters is really exhilarating, something that not everyone gets a chance to do, and it's just so fun to be on stage.
Dancing didn't always bring enthusiasm for Zoe. Her feelings towards it have changed since she started.
She had tried soccer and some other things and just really didn't like to participate in that, and so somebody at church had told us about Heart of America, so we just brought her here to try it. She honestly didn't like it that much at first either, but then kind of took a liking to it.
Even though dance was not her first choice, it now takes up most of Zoe's time.
I dance every day of the week, but not everyone does. I just take classes like all week long, and then I'm also on our dance team here at the studio.
Other activities keep Zoe on her toes.
At school, I'm in Sounds of Summit. I do concert choir and Tiger Act. So I do all of like the theater shows, and I'm in like rep theater, so I do all of those shows as well.
Due to her busy schedule, Zoe sometimes can't find a time slot for everything.
This was something I really struggled with this year, and it was very hard thinking about it last year when I got the news that my ballet and the musical were on the same weekend. I was heartbroken because I was so upset. The idea that theater was being taken away from me, felt like it was really unfair.
Though it can be stressful at times, Zoe manages to balance her life.
Well, sometimes it's a lot, but she actually balances it pretty good. She just has to plan her time and, just look at the week and hopefully be proactive and balance everything.
Being involved can be hard for some, but Zoe couldn't see her lifestyle being any different.
I just have to be really focused on where I am at that point of the day. Because if I start to think about the other things that are happening in my day, it makes me really stressed out. So I just have to tell myself to calm down. It's gonna be okay, and I can do it all. I've been doing it for so long that it's like second nature to me, and I feel like if I didn't have this schedule now, like if it was taken away, I wouldn't know what to do.
Signing off for Tiger Broadcast.
Already?
This is Abigail Follis.
One Haunted House has been around for decades, but still continues to bring in a huge crowd every year. Hayden Terry and Michaela Humble tell us why.
I scare people here, and the rest of the year I'm scaring outside.
The Edge of Hell, located in downtown Kansas City, is the scare you were looking for. From the rats outside to the people inside, scaring is bound to happen, and there's one girl that loves to do it.
This is my third year working here. I actually grew up here since I was a baby, and I've been through this haunted house too many times to count, but my dad took me through here when I was 3 years old.
Some people might wonder why a 16-year-old girl stays scaring in the night.
You know, it's just fun being down here, and I grew up down here, so I might as well just stay down here where I basically live.
Another Edge of Hell actor has also spent her life down in hell, so to speak.
I've been down here for years, honestly. I live 2 blocks away from here, and I was raised down here.
Rap Rat has been running around the streets of downtown Kansas City for most of her life.
These rats found them behind a porta potty down here. And I got really hungry one day coming out of hell, since I've been here for so many years, a little dusty here and there. But I got so hungry and I was just staring at them, and it was like so meaty, and it's like...
Even though you see rats running through sewers and streets, you don't expect to see them crawling all over your body. Who knew rats can mean so much to you? If you think you can handle a frightening night, go check out the Edge of Hell for yourself till November 3rd in the West Bottoms of Kansas City. Signing off for Tiger Broadcast, this is Michaela Humble.
Thank you for watching this edition of Tiger Broadcast.
For packages, short films, and more, go to www.tigerbroadcast.com.
Or follow us on Twitter at TBTV8Tigers. Once again, I'm Carly Roberts.
And I'm Tia Shrout. See you next time.
Each of us finds something in someone else's story.
Being way in the world I need.
First of all, it keeps families together.
Playing different characters is really exhilarating.
But my dad took me